Everyone's been there. The feelings of being lost and confused are inevitable in everyone's life, especially as young adults. As people navigate through their life, they're faced to make really big decisions that could have a huge impact on the way their life turns out. For example, getting married, choosing to prioritize a career, or moving somewhere new. As a 22-year-old, I am faced with these decisions daily, and there is a lot of big decisions that could change my life in so many different ways. So, in order to help cope with these feelings, I use my values to help me. So, today I'm going to persuade you on why you should take the Values Bridges test to become more aligned with your values and to expand your knowledge on what values even are. So, today I'll share with you my values, why knowing your values is important, and how knowing your values can help you make better informed decisions and help improve your relationships with others. So, to start, there are 15 human values that everybody prioritizes at a different level. So, my top values, meaning the things that I prioritize the most, are number one is tied for two, which is non-sibby, eudaimonia, belonging, beholderism, and then scope. So those are my top 5 values, meaning the ones that I hold with the most weight and I think are the most important. So, my first value is non-sibby. Non-sibby comes from a Latin word meaning not for oneself, but for others. This means that I feel the most fulfilled when I am helping others. And throughout the course of my life, I can most definitely see how this has played out. From making sure that my tables are taken care of at my waitressing job to choosing a career in education, helping people is one of the things in my life that takes the most priority. In my life, I take great pride and fulfillment in being able to go to sleep every night, knowing that I made a difference in someone else's lives, whether it was just filling up their water or truly changing a kid's life out at school. My second value, which is tied for number one, is eudaimonia. This refers to the idea of how much somebody wants their life to revolve around things that bring them happiness and pleasure. So, in my young adult years, I have definitely seen this playing out as I prioritize going to concerts, going on trips, spending time with the people I love, and rarely saying no to opportunities that will bring me joy. Throughout my life, when deciding a career path, I often found myself saying, I just don't want to hate my life because of a job, meaning that I would kind of do whatever as long as I wasn't hating going to work every day. Like, that is literally one of my biggest fears. So I can most definitely see how this is one of my top values. And also, the more I'm understanding my values is that I can see that me saying this does not mean that I don't want to work, but instead it means that when I work, I want it to bring me joy, and I also want it to fulfill the value of my everyday being joyful and also helping others. Number 3, my third value is belonging. This value is often referred to as the friendship value, meaning that I really prioritize connection and personal relationships with others. I'm not surprised that this is one of my top values, as I'm an extremely social person and I really prioritize my friends and my friendships with others. I'm the friend that'll call you out of the blue, never say no to plans, and always offer to get coffee or something to catch up. My fourth value is beholderism. This value explains how much I care about how myself and my environment look. Although this can feel a little bit more of a surface level trait and compared to some of the other ones like helping people, this definitely does make sense for me. I feel the best when my space is clean and organized, when I look and feel my best, and being in a clean environment that I feel comfortable in makes me feel the most relaxed, at peace, and productive. So I'm actually surprised that this value was so high, but the more I think about it, it really does make sense. My number 5 top value is scope. So this means that I crave a life filled with adventure and travel, as well as new experience, constant learning, and I want to have an interesting life filled with fun. So for me, this plays out very similarly to eudaimonia, which means that like I love being busy. I love constantly having plans, something on the calendar, and I want to do all the things that life has to offer and live my life to the fullest. I am one of those people, I am never going to say no. I'm always up for a good time, and I'm always up for a new experience. So now that I have explained to you my top values, I am going to explain why it is so important to be aligned on your values. So By knowing your values, you can figure out your why. Why do I wake up in the morning? Why do I do everything? So the creator of the Values Bridges test, her name is Susie Welch. Her motto is becoming you. She has a book, a podcast, and created an entire class at NYU to help students truly find their purpose. In an interview with CBS, she explained that the goal is not simply happiness, but happiness is the feeling that comes with living a fulfilled and important life. By knowing what is important to you, you are able to lead a life full of meaning that in turn will bring you happiness and fulfillment. You can make better informed decisions by knowing your values. In the What We Said podcast, they interviewed Dr. Susie Welch, the creator of the test, about the importance of it. And she shared a story about a successful doctor who actually changed his entire career path based on the way his priorities fell. He realized that he didn't actually really care about his career, and his top priorities were being at home, having fun, and just living a life with family. And he was not living aligned with his values, so he actually totally transformed his career based off his results. So I think that this test is especially important for people in their late teens, early 20s, to help them better understand what career path will make them feel the most fulfilled. So for example, someone whose top value is work centrism or achievement should go to college and pursue a degree where they can be very high achieving. Where somebody who prioritizes fun might not want to go to college forever and really care about their career. So now that we can understand how that knowing your values can affect your decision making, I also want to talk about how it can affect your relationships. So knowing your values, I think, can really improve your relationships. It's important, especially for people in a romantic relationship, to balance each other out. For example, if somebody, this is actually one of the most interesting things to me. For example, if one person prioritizes work and the other person doesn't, they will constantly be at odds. And then additionally, if somebody really prioritizes living a really big, exciting life and the other person prioritizes being at home, again, they will constantly be at odds with each other. Values are deeper than what just people want to do, but they actually go all the way into what actually makes somebody happy and feel fulfilled. So not being aligned on values is going to cause constant issues throughout the course of a relationship. So the values test is not a definite science, but it absolutely can help people understand why and when they feel the most fulfilled. If you are ever feeling lost or looking to understand what will make you feel the most fulfilled and motivated, taking the Values Bridges test can really help you with this. Everyone should take this test to help you improve how you feel aligned with your life and to make better informed decisions, as well as improving your relationships. I'm going to link the online test below if you're interested in taking it. I think it will help you better understand yourself. And just remember that values are more than just being happy, but it's the cornerstone to living your most fulfilled and best life. All right, have a good one. Bye.